Here's a question for you. Are we in a recession? There is new analysis out from Mark Zandi. It finds nearly half the 50 states of the nation are experiencing a recession right now. Almost 15 others are said to be treading water. From Chicago, Scott Martin joins us now. Scott, the Chief Investment Officer at Kingsview Wealth Management. Good to see you. I have a map that I'm looking at that will pop up on the screen on which states are in recession. And I have bad news for you, my friend, because Illinois, here, is in one, according to Mr. Zandi. The orange states, 22 of them in all, are in recession. What about that? Depends where you live, what the economy looks like right now.
You draw really nice circles, by the way, Connell. So there's no recession in your drawing skills. I'll tell you that much. It's all those states, Connell, that my family and I have visited this year. So I'll tell you, it's interesting because a lot of those states, if you noticed on that map, are suffering maybe some sort of political strain, whether it's economically or certainly kind of legislatively. So there's probably that going on. And plus the fact that we've had kind of this rolling, I think, blackout of economic slowdowns that we've seen across the country. And then certainly states that have seen a little bit more of a fiscal responsibility have done better. And certainly states that have been a little bit more, say, right-leaning, I think have done a little bit better economically and certainly are better for business. So depending on where you live, definitely determines where the kind of feel is. But hey, if you're a guy like Mark Sanchez, I think you're feeling a recession no matter where you are. But that's also a case of where people like that, though, whether it's Mark Sanchez or other people, are going out and hanging out and spending money in certain states where there's other states where nobody wants to go to and nobody wants to, say, determine the economy as far as taking it upwards.
Wow. That was a lot that you packed in. You're speaking very fast, I noticed this morning, or this afternoon. Mark
I'm excited
Sanchez,
about the recession in Illinois, yeah.
We'll get to Mark Sanchez. We'll get to Mark Sanchez. Let me ask you about one other specific issue of the economy, housing, right, in the middle of all this. We talk, oh, we're in a recession. Trump really went after the home builders. There's kind of interesting comments from the president, because he says basically that they're sitting on 2 million empty lots while the nation continues to navigate a housing shortage. We have a social media post on Truth Social where he blasts the home builders. Okay, what do you make of this? Is he right?
Well, he's right to some degree. I think, Connell, there's been a stress from Donald Trump about the housing market in general, because as we all know, the economic impact of the housing market is gigantic to many average Americans. So there is a reason that we do want to get housing started. And that's been one thing that's been, stay hinging on the Federal Reserve's actions over the last year or so, is getting interest rates down so that suddenly will stimulate the housing market. The problem is, I think the housing market has other issues besides interest rates. And so when you have a lot of things going on besides, say, just the fact that banks won't lend or that borrowers can't borrow because of the stress on their budgets, there's things that we have to tackle when it comes to more systemic things. And when that basically goes out of, say, the attention of the interest rate policies of the Federal Reserve, right, I think you'll have the housing market fix itself. But right now, there's a lot more things going on.
There are a lot more things going on. I come back to you going after Sanchez. You must be a Bears fan and think that going after Sanchez is going to somehow insult me as a Jets fan. But I got far more problems, bigger problems with the current Jets. I mean, Mark Sanchez, that's years ago, poor guy.
I don't think Mark Sanchez could even save the Jets right now, but I'm a Vikings fan, and I don't even need to talk about that. J.J. McCarthy and the boys are struggling in their own right. So we would actually take a guy like Sanchez right now to maybe fix the quarterback problems.
Well, he's facing a felony charge, so that's a rough one. Thank you, Scott. Scott Martin. He covers it all, this guy. All right. Well